Good evening, welcome to the Gayest, the Greatest Secret Tavern this side of Limsa Laminsa, the Queer Buccaneer. I'm your host with the most star behind the bar, Captain Eden Jackson. And this is Wednesday. It is Wednesday evening. How are you all doing today? It has been, I'll be honest, a bit of a slow one for me, but that has just meant I've been able to dick around with mods in Final Fantasy XIV all day. And I made some cute new outfits for my character. That was very fun for me. I've also been toying with rebranding my company, my design studio that is my day job. Because I had a really good idea for a name, and I'm like, oh, do I tear it all down and start again? And I think I might, because I've been having a real fun time remaking the all of the logos and stuff for the new company. Speaking of logos and stuff, that's what we're doing today. We are bringing back this beloved The Wheel of Logos. I've taken off the Pizza Planet that we did last time, and could the new name work as a subsection? Not really. It would be a totally new name. But to be honest, the old name I worked under was literally just my name, and it was less than perfect. It was just sort of something I chose to seem professional. And this one is still got my name in it, but it's like an actual like Nick company name now, which is a lot cooler. And means I can get funky with logos and things, and I'm just having fun. It might just be a thought experiment. Maybe it'll just be a thought experiment and I won't end up doing anything with it, but for the meantime I'm having quite a good time with it. How am I doing today? Is that my shoulder hurts too much to play video games, and that makes me, that is very sad. I do hope your shoulder feels better soon, because that sucks. I don't know what I would do if I was in too much pain to play video games. I think I would just be very sad. Like I said, we're bringing back this big bad boy. You can see it spin. You can see all the potential company names on it now. If you've never been to a Wheel of Logos stream before, we spin this big wheel wherever it lands. We have a look at the current logo for that company. We then take a look at like what they're all about, what their vibe is, what they're trying to do. And we rebrand them, we remake them. We did Pizza Planet from Toy Story last week, and we did Nook Inc. from Animal Crossing the week before. If you would like to add something to the wheel, there is a channel point redeem for that, for you to spend your drink tokens on. And if you would like to skip the wheel entirely and do something that you request, there is also a redeem for that. However, if I am like mid logo, that will become next week's. I'm not gonna just drop everything and start again. But yes, I feel like there's nothing more to do other than give the wheel a big old spin, shall we? So let's go over to the wheel, spin, and let's see where we land. Ooh. Ooh, this is a fun one. We have landed on Bob's Burgers from the TV show Bob's Burgers. I really like Bob's Burgers. Honestly, Bob's Burgers is my favorite animated sitcom. Also like the best performing video on my YouTube channel by like fucking 20-30 times, maybe even by like 50 times, is a video essay about Bob's Burgers. I'm very attached to Bob's Burgers. If you've not watched Bob's Burgers before, you should watch Bob's Burgers. It's really fucking good. There's like one iffy episode in the first season, but other than that, banging. It's very funny. It's very genuine. It all feels very real. And none of it is like cruel. It's never like, the problem with a lot of adult animation is that it is cruel. It it punches down, or it just is needlessly cruel. The obvious ones here are Family Guy and South Park, and I think Family Guy and South Park did irreparable damage to the adult animation world. But like Bob's Burgers completely 180s on that. It is not needlessly cruel. It is like, the word wholesome has been sort of weakened recently, but I think it is a very wholesome, very loving, very it has heart. It has heart. It knows what it wants to be, and it wants to be a warm but still very, very fucking funny show. A lot of people think you have to, like, a show has to be cruel to be funny, but Bob's Burgers is friendly, it's loving, and it's fucking hilarious. I would watch from the beginning in order, only caught random episodes here and there. You should watch from the beginning. If you have a Disney Plus subscription, I believe it is on Disney Plus. Otherwise, torrent it. I'm not above telling you to torrent things. So let's go. I'm just gonna but yeah, I remember, I also like the Bob's Burgers movie. The Bob's Burgers movie is ridiculously good. Like, we went to go see it in the cinema, and I did not expect it to be as good as it was, but like it genuinely like always it just expands on all of the things that the show does really, really well. An issue I have with nearly all American media, especially sitcoms, is how much they ride on secondhand embarrassment. Yes, there's not. I can't think of a lot of secondhand embarrassment in Bob's Burgers. There's not a lot of like cringe comedy in Bob's Burgers. Like I said, it's not cruel. It's not trying to be cruel. I've only seen a few. So when you have narrative escalations in an episode, it's that multiple characters usually go, "Why are we doing this?" Yes, but it's kind of like, well, one thing I love about it is it's a domestic sitcom where every member of the family is a completely unique unit, but none of them like hate each other. Like there's no Meg of the family in like to compare it to like a Family Guy. There's no Meg of the family. There's no like Butters of like a South Park comparison. They all love each other. They all build each other up. They all support each other's weird shit. And at the same time, sometimes Bob just goes, I don't know why we're doing this. I want to go home and make some fucking burgers. Why are we doing a musical theater in my burger restaurant? I'm going to support it. I'm with you. I'm gonna help you, but I'm not quite sure why. It's such a good dynamic. It's such a fucking good dynamic. I love that show so much with my whole heart. And if you've not watched it, you should watch it. And the movie's good. Don't watch the movie look up when watch the movie when it came out. So like find out what season ended when the movie came out and watch the movie then, because it slots into the narrative quite nicely. It's not like a narrative arc or anything, but like it plays with characters that were only introduced like in the seasons before. It's very good. Yeah, Meg and Family Guy did always seem very smooth, but like Family Guy is just, to be honest, Family Guy is just bad. And South Park is also just bad. But yeah, Bob's Burgers. Let's do some research. Film is after 12. Yes, yeah, so watch the first 12 seasons and then watch Bob's Burgers. So yeah, let's do some research, shall we? Let's go over here to our research, and we can Bob's Burgers. There are 15s. It does sort of keep going. Let's go to the Bob's Burgers wiki. Yeah, it is totally worth it. And there will be things that just will they will irreparably change your psyche. It's long running. It is a long running, consistently good show. I can't think of a bad season of the show. Ooh, why is that? That's supposed to be aligning right. I don't know why that went off the side of the screen. But also there's a lot of like queer shit in it. There's a lot of really good, really gay shit in it. Bob, canonically bisexual. Like, and there's just a whole lot of really good, really queer, positive stuff in the show. Yeah, Bob is canonically a bisexual. We love that for him. And they have a black trans woman that's voiced by a black trans woman. It's great. Can I just type in Bob's Burgers in the Bob's Burgers wiki? Oh, I'm on a fandom wiki. I hate fandom wiki. Is there a non-fandom wiki for it? Bob's Burgers restaurant. So the logo for the restaurant is really just the sign, which is kind of just the sign, which is not quite. If you look, this is the restaurant as it stands. This is the restaurant as it stands. And if you notice, that's not the logo for the show. It is a different sign, which I think might be on purpose, because it's like Bob's not got a lot of money. The restaurant isn't very successful, so they can't afford a perfect sign. I kind of like that, but I am going to play the role of, I am going to give them the logo that is of the quality that they deserve. We're not going fine dining, because it is at the end of the day just a burger restaurant. It is at the end of the day just a burger restaurant. So we're gonna give it a good logo, but not like, we're not gonna go fine dining. We're not gonna go anything like that. We're gonna go burger restaurant. Like, imagine the kind of vibes, like, not like, kind of like Burger King, kind of like Five Guys kind of vibe, but slightly higher class than that. You dig? So that's also gorgeous. Holy shit, that's beautiful. You do all their branding, they give you the best burger you've ever had for premium LCD. Yes, I would work for free burgers. Free burgers for life from Bob's Burgers. That's all I need. I would work for free burgers, and I would do so. I would then go into Bob's Burgers every single day and have the burger of the day every single day. Much like Teddy, one of my favorite characters. Right. So the show logo is kind of the restaurant logo, which is, again, it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know if the bear has a logo, but is it the logo for the restaurant? I've never seen the bear. I don't much care for the bear. Yeah. Let's just grab this image. We're also like, because we're on fandom, like, these aren't going to be PNGs, so I have to hit my save web p as and save it as a PNG like that. We don't, like, I'm gonna see if I can find a non-fandom wiki for it. Yeah, this is just giving me like the Disney Plus Bob's Burgers logo. Yeah, see, this is the show logo and also like the restaurant logo. I've also got like the Bob's Burgers cookbook in my kitchen, which is very good. It's just burger recipes, and it's perfect. Let's save that as well. And now let's go over to Illustrator. Let's grab the two things that are just... Oh, shut up, Eve. Let's grab this. Let's grab this. Right. So this is what we're working with currently. This is what we're working with currently. I kind of like keeping the color scheme. I'm going to Google Wimpy, just because I'm not sure what Wimpy Burger's logo is. But I don't know if that's going to be the right vibe. Oh, actually, that's not a terrible vibe. The color scheme is iconic. Like, it's also the same as the Wimpy Burger's color scheme. Speaking of good burger restaurant logos, The Burger King rebrand, this Burger King rebrand, fucking exceptional. The whole thing, not just the logo, the whole ass thing, fucking exceptional. With the colors, the stripes, the sort of the 80s Art Deco vibe, really fucking good. In an era of all of the, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. In an era of a bunch of companies minimizing down, Burger King rebranded with a bunch of character, and that's so good. We love to see character. But yeah, we're looking for Burger King. Yeah, it's a throwback done well. They're not just pandering to what they used to have. They're using what they used to have and then expanding upon it. So Bob's Burgers. Was it Connor that mentioned the mustache? We might have to factor in the mustache. Bob Belcher. But not Bob's Belcher. His name isn't Bob's Belcher. His name is Bob singular Belcher. So let's see if we can get a good picture of the mustache. So here are our three core components: the restaurant, the logo, the man, the burger. There's a page on Facebook called Kurgabing that has the most deranged memes, and it's an LGBT friendly list. Kurgabing, what a name. So what are our 10? Yeah, Big Bob also had the mustache. Conkles already has a bad idea. Are you about to say a burger but the patty is his mustache? Because that was the first idea I had, and I don't think I'm going to entertain that. So let's. So I think it's good cooking. It's burgers. It's made with love. It's family run. It's creativity. It's what are the other do you want yeah that's the thing. Like I know last week we said doing food that is in green is a bad idea, and we do end up doing that, but I think having mustache and burger that close to each other, iconography speaking, is that you are literally saying hair in the food. Bob's Burger text in 3 stripes, tan, brown, tan, under a mustache. That's not a terrible idea. it's better than Mustache Burger. Mustache Burger is a horrible idea. It's creativity. It's beachside. Well, it's not quite beachside, but it's oceanside. So we might see if we can get some oceany vibes in there. Because they live like they live near the coast of New Jersey, I think. And like they're on a wharf. There's a theme park. It's touristy-ish. But it is good food. It's not takeaway slop. Not takeaway slop. The tash tied to Bob, but a burger food attached to the burger should be fine. Yes. Yeah, I think if we do not try and tie the mustache to the burger, then we should be all right. Let me know how the mic sounds, by the way. I'm still not 100% sure on the mic. If it does sound bad or if there's a lot of noise, let me know. And the music levels and everything else. But yeah, not takeaway slop. It's ever changing because the burger of the day changes every day. But there's a stable foundation of it is always a burger. You can always get a burger. You can always get chips. You can always get a beer. American? That's I kind of see what you're going for. Like they are kind of like they're never said to be like an immigrant family, but there definitely looks to be some like vaguely European aspects to their character. The Bob and Big Bob. And I quite like that. I always like that. But like to that I say like they have done like the American dream thing. The family has moved to America. They've started a business. They've become semi-successful. I don't think we're not putting like stars and stripes on the logo or anything like that. But I do think there is an element of it, and this is more of like a meta thing with the show itself. There is this sort of like new American dream kind of vibe where it's like this is a real American family. They are working hard, doing whatever. They give third/fourth generation Irish American immigrants. I always thought like more sort of southern European, maybe like Greek or something like that. The neighborhood definitely feels like immigrant area. Sort of. They're definitely like not the all-American fucking dream or anything like that. The all-American like Cody Rhodes shit. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we're 11 now. We're on 11 adjectives. Anything else that jumps out at you when you think of Bob's Burgers, both the restaurant or the family or the show? It's definitely out of the ordinary. Like with things like beef squash and just generally what goes in the burgers of the day. Inclusive, that's a really good vibe. Inclusive, I'm gonna throw friendly in there as well. There's a lot of love in Bob's Burgers, both the show and the restaurant. So are we going to keep this color scheme? Because if we're going to keep this color scheme, that does kind of make our life a little bit easier. I don't want to make text that color. If we're going to keep this color scheme, that does make our lives a little bit easier. But it's not a terrible color scheme. Don't get me wrong. And it is kind of associated with food, like yellow and red is related to, what is the antonym of pretension? So like it's not pretentious. It's like I've like down to earth. Down to earth might be the word you're looking for. That's how I would phrase it anyway. That's what I'm going to write down. Down to earth. Bob would absolutely have an inclusive pride version of his logo on a little sticker saying all are welcome. He definitely would. I think if there's not been an explicitly pride episode of Bob's Burgers, I do think like Bob would like, I think, now this is I might be mischaracterizing him as a little bit too much Hank Hill here, but I think Bob would be a little bit hesitant to put the sticker on, not because he's anti-gay or anything, because again, he is bisexual, but I think he just wouldn't want to make a thing out of it. And then he would have a talk with Linda. Linda would go, but what about all those men that you have been attracted to? And then maybe that combined with like either Jimmy Pesto doing it, putting the sticker on and getting a bunch of attention while being homophobic, or Jimmy Pesto not doing that and like Jimmy Pesto also refusing and him seeing people walk away from Jimmy Pesto's restaurant. He would go, yeah, I should welcome in my community. Bam, Bob's Burgers pride venue now. Maybe this is why I'm not a sitcom writer, because that would be a terrible episode of the show. But I think during that episode, Gene would also maybe come out as bisexual. And Tina and Louise might come out as a trans man.
I think you're
Bob's horse. No, there's no horse. This ain't a Tesco's burger. Righto. Let's get the black as well, because I'm gonna keep the general vibe of like the hues. That's a German flag. Did not mean to make a German flag. We're gonna keep the general vibe of the hues, but maybe mix the specifics. Yeah, Bob not wanting to rock the boat. It's not that he's not proud of who he is, and it's not that he's not anti-LGBT, because again, nobody in that family is straight. He just doesn't want to make a thing of it, doesn't want to rock the boat. Belgian. Which one's German then? Is German this way? Is that German? Is that Germany? And that's Belgium? Is that it? Am I just stupid? I know. I used to know. I used to be good at flags. German's horizontal. I see. I can imagine he doesn't want to, and then one of the kids says anyway, and he's like, why are there so many really fun people in here all of a sudden, is what he would say. Why are there so many really cool people in here? Right, let's find a nicer shade of yellow, because this yellow is really stark. Let's find a nicer shade of yellow, because I think it might look better with something a little bit warmer like that. And maybe even like a warmer, red. Because that's a really harsh red, you think? Don't you think? Like maybe if we went more like, okay, it does need to be entirely red, but instead of that, let's move this palette down and let's do some adjusting of the palette. So this is going to be our after palette. So instead of the before, what if we went for something a little like that, and then used a nice complementary, no, not that, that's bad. And then instead of like a stark yellow, we go a little bit warmer, a little bit more orange with it. And then keep the brightness, Go a little bit more orange. Turn the hue dial. Maybe just something like that. And then this is our main two colors. It's warmer, it's friendlier, it's more inviting, I think. It's a very, very slight change. But I think it adds a little bit more of like a welcoming atmosphere with our black, which is currently almost a pure black. I think then we can go for something cooler to be a contrast. Because if we went with all warm, if we went with like a warm black, it would be a little bit too much, I think. Although that is just generally quite a nice palette. We need a separator though. I can also see it being a lesson of Bob needing to offend bigot sensibilities. Like, he doesn't want to be divisive into being like, wait, why do I even want these people? Yes, Bob needs to learn the lesson. In this hypothetical episode, Bob needs to learn the lesson that if you let one Nazi in your bar, you've got a Nazi bar. He needs to kick a bigot out of the restaurant. Maybe more cheese and tomato. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, this is more of a tomatoey color. This is more of a cheesy color. And maybe even we are kind of treading on the toes of Burger King here, but maybe to even it out, we add just to add a little bit of an accent, a little bit of contrast. We add a green in there as well, just as an accent color. And now we've got, and I'll order them by priority. We've got this. So if we do it in here's a fun rule I'm going to teach you all about. It's called the 70-20-10 rule. You want 70% of your palette to be your main color, which is going to be our red. Then you want 20% of your palette to be your secondary color, in which case that is going to be our yellow. And then you want, sorry, let me just move this out of the way. So the palette would be this, and this. And then with the final 10%, that you take your accent color, which in our case would be the green. We could make the accent color the black instead, but that's a very flat palette. I think adding the spice of the green in there, and we will use the black because we need welcome to Eden teaches you about color palettes. We need our neutrals as well, which is what you call Your neutrals are your what do you use instead of black and white, which is a very important thing that people don't think about. Green like the front of the building, yes, but not that shade of green, because that shade of green would be nasty. Actually, maybe it wouldn't. It's a bit bright. Maybe it wouldn't be that bad. Maybe you should boost this up a tint or two. Ooh, maybe that one. I quite like that. One. So your neutrals are what you use instead of black or white. Because if you just use pure black and pure white, I'm gonna say this is gonna sound really weird, but it looks lazy. If you use pure black and pure white in space, like as your black and your white, it looks lazy. It looks default. It looks like you've not tried. So whenever I'm making a color palette for a client, I will always go, here is your black and here is your white. You also then want mid-tone neutrals as well, which is, again, it's exactly what it sounds like. You go, also the contrast, the contrast of pure black and pure white. One, it doesn't show up on screen. Like, one, the contrast is too much on screens, and two, it does, like, pure black and pure white on screens looks different to pure white and pure black on printing. So if you want brand cohesion, you pick a black and a white that you know is going to look the same on text printed and text on a screen. Even text, even for text only, I still use the brand colors, the brand dark and the brand white. This might be a little bit too much for a brand white. But let's the coolest way to do this is to use a blend. And what the blend does is it will just boom, makes a gradient, and now we've got our gradient. Boom. So now we've got 4 neutrals, we've got 3 colors. Molto bene. Now we've got a color palette. And this is going to be our color palette. This might be a little bit too dark, so what we might do is we're back into the blend and just bump this up to maybe this one instead, this tint. It's a really helpful little tool, this. So now we've got the darkest dark, the lightest light. This is not white. And again, if we were doing like an actual Bob's Burgers, this would be the color of the apron. We do love a sneaky speed trick, and now we can even just expand, and now we've got the 4 colors, ungroup them, boom, we've got the 4, we've got our palette. We can do this, we can even do the same with these if we wanted to. We could, because we do in fact want to do these 3 also with tints. So what we're going to do is, what are we going to do with this? We will copy this, make this one this big. So this is going to be our second to lightest tint. Also, congratulations on becoming an art along stream. Just enough attention going to do drawing studies, not enough to be distracting. That's kind of what I want this to be. Like, as much as I like being the teacher and you all have come here to learn some stuff, I really would like this to be an art along stream. If you have art that you want to be doing, do it. Tell me about it. Tell me about your art. I think it would be really cool if everyone that was watching was doing some art while they were watching and told, like, just share what you were making. If you want to post, no more PowerPoint for now. But I'm sort of teaching you the basics of like color palette creation and stuff now. But like, if you want to be making stuff, even if it's music, if it's writing, tell us about what you're doing. Tell us, just tell us. Tell us what you're doing, why you're doing it, how it's coming along. You can share excerpts in the Discord. We've got a channel for that. And yeah, just like I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Make your art. I want to see what art you're making. So yeah, now we have now we're doing the same trick on these blocks here. So this block is 1 tint shift lighter than this block, and this block is 4 tint shifts higher. And just to make it easier, just so I don't have to bother with selecting and copying, we're just going to make them blends. And what a blend is you give it object A, you give it object B, you give it the amount of steps you want it to take between the two, and it will give you transformations. It can do blends in shapes. It can blend shapes, it can blend colors, it can blend shapes and colors at the same time. It's a really useful little tool. But yeah, this is going to be our color palette. I've never done full color palettes with you before. With one of these projects, I've never done full color palettes, but I think it's something that is worth learning. So we've got our base color palette here, which is our 70-30-10. Then we've got our darkest neutral, our lightest neutral, and our 2 middle neutrals. And then we've got all the tints of all the different tints of the colors that we need. We never go darker than this. If we need to go darker than this, we move to this. But if we need to go lighter, we can go lighter. But these are our primary colors, these 3. So let's delete these blocks. So as you can see, it's not a massive departure from what we have already here. It's warmed it up a little bit. It's made it a little bit friendlier. It's added the green from the building, and it's just taking what is good about Bob's Burgers, which is the warmth, which is the heart, and made it a little bit nicer. And you see, we've got the green from the lettuce, the yellow from the cheese, the tomato isn't on show, but like even these colors are reminiscent of like the bun, and even like Bob's mustache, Bob's hair, Bob's skin tone. It's all in there. This color palette is built from him, built from the restaurant, built from the world that he exists in. I'm still designing adult Max, debating on a name. Wouldn't her name still be Max, or am I wrong? But yeah, I'm eager to see and hear more of the art that you're all doing. And yeah, I did kind of want this to be like an art along stream, as I've said before. Like, I want y'all to make art for the sake of making art. I want y'all to make it for you, and make it because you want to make it, and then share it, because I will fucking cheerlead at everybody that wants to make art because they love making art, and then share it. Let's talk actual logo forms, shall we? We've got a color palette now, which usually, I'll be honest, my process is usually making it for the sake of making it, but still fully intending to do it for a living. Yes, like I do that with my art all the time. My like logos and like t-shirt designs and stuff. I make that because it's fun, but I do intend to do it for a living. Both are valid approaches. One does not destroy the other. So, actual logo forms, we could talk a burger. A burger would be an easy one to look into. We've got these 2 B's. That there might be something we can do with the letter forms there. Let's do something real. Let's do something real lazy. Let me get a picture of a burger. Get to me a burger. Let's do something real lazy, which might end up being Can I get a stock photo of a burger? Can I get type stock photograph, please, of a burger? Why is it so hard to find a stock photograph of a burger? I want just like the fucking Bon Appetit style, this kind of thing. Except that's literally just a Whopper. I'll take it. But right, what are the chances that any of these are actual PNGs? What are the chances that any of these are PNGs? Adult Max is transforming and hit the trope of trans character going from Max to Maxine. Yeah, that's a bad trope. I like getting away from that. Go on the Wimpy side. Why are you so pro Wimpy right now? Do you live near the last remaining Wimpy in the world or something? I learned that Wimpy have something called a banger in a bun. That is like just a hot dog cut into quarters served in a burger bun, and that's obscene. That is obscene. Just give me a nice burger that I can see the shapes of. Yeah, that'll do. Have a name, but I don't know if I'm powerful enough to do it. What is the name? If you feel comfortable sharing the name, share the name. If I download that, am I gonna get a delicious burger? What? Okay, guys. What are the chances that this is actually a transparent PNG? What are the chances that this is not a PNG? Let's find out. Guys, I think it's an actual fucking PNG. It's an actual transparent PNG. Good lord. Honestly, the best wedding I went to was my friend's registry office wedding, which we then went down to Wimpy for the reception. That's pretty banging. I like that. When my aunt got married, she just like went down. She did the registry office and then just like went down to the, like, she had like a pub function room as the reception, and part of that was she just went down to the chippy and bought literally like £100 worth of like fish and chips. There's a Wimpy in Kettering bowling alley. Good lord. People do care about Kettering mostly because of James Acaster then. All right, let's try and get a nice. I'm going to do this. I could do this the newfangled way, an image trace, but I'm getting lazy when it comes to image trace. We need to not rely on image trace. So this is kind of a bit of an art, not a science. You just kind of have to draw around it and then smooth the fuck out of it later. I'm just trying to get a nice top and bottom of burger. I care about Kettering because sworn enemy of my smaller, shittier hometown next to it. Just like I care about Nottingham. I still claim James Acaster. James Acaster is Kettering through and through. I can't hear Kettering without thinking about James Acaster's Kettering Town FC song. I don't know if anybody is familiar with. I don't know what. It's one of the Netflix specials he did, where he sang the entirety of the Kettering Town FC song, but removed a letter every time, and he did every single verse of it. And it went from really funny the first couple of verses to just a little bit like, wow, he's gonna do the whole thing, isn't he? To then becoming fucking hilarious again. I love James Acaster. What a hell of a guy. Also, me and James Acaster have the same thoughts about Bo Burnham, which is fuck's sake, man. I was watching a thing with Acaster. He nearly quit after he saw Bo Burnham's Outside, because every comedian working, myself included, was working on COVID material, because you write about what you know, and if all you know is COVID, you're gonna write about COVID, aren't you? And then he came out with that, and the fuck, man, what am I supposed to do with that, man? This is a terrible burger trace. What am I supposed to do with that, man? You've just made the best piece of COVID related fucking comedy in the world. Is this what stand-up needs to be now? Does it need to basically be a fucking movie now? I never want to see a piece of COVID themed media ever again, because I've watched Bo Burnham's Outside. I don't need anything else. He said all of the things that you need to say about COVID with that fucking... Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. You can't, because I'm not. This burger, not what I want. I want the shape of a burger. I'm just going to go to the Noun Project. If you don't know about the Noun Project's really fucking useful. Icon repository. It shouldn't be your logo, but you can, if you're going to use it as the starting point of a logo, you can buy a license, or you can get a membership that comes with the license. I'm just going to get the attribution required, because you're seeing me get it. You're seeing me get it. You can see who made it. It is Zin Corleone. That is your attribution. And this is going to be our starting point. So now we've got, and again, this might not even be the finished piece. Thank you, Zin Corleone. This might not even be the finished piece. I just need the burger shape to try some things, you dig? I'm going to use some shape builder shenanigans to get rid of the drip, because I don't want the drip. I'm not Drippo the Hippo. I don't need the drip. So let's get rid of that, 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 and just merge all that into one shape. Ah, no, fuck. The fucking... Okay, so we can merge all that into one shape. And now we need to grab here to there. Thank you. Get rid of all of that. Was there an easier way to do that? Probably. But now we've got a nice burger. Thank you again, Zin Corleone. So we can delete all the middle stuff. And now we have, and this is going to be like this is like baby's first I need a logo for a burger company thing. But again, we're getting the crap out. So we take the word Bob, we put it in burger, Bob's Burgers. It's again, we're getting the crap out. And it's going to be awful. But oh shit, what was that? Why did that happen? It's going to be fucking awful. But it's a first draft. What is it? It's a first draft. It's garbage. It's garbage. Garbage. Baby's second draft is you take two B's and put them back to back. We're not even going to entertain that, because there are three B's in Bob's Burgers. It's not that bad. Like, I don't like it. I think it's really cliche. But I think we'll put it over here. Put it over here. Put it way out of the way. I think there's probably something to be done with the sort of handwritten vibe, because if we're staying if we're staying down to earth, which I think we should stay down to earth, I think, then what we need to do is try and find something handwritten that looks because the thing with Bob's Burgers is there is an emphasis on it being homemade, done with love, one of one. They're not mass produced. They're not ever. It's not something that can be at your table in 30 seconds because everything is made specifically. It is giving a bit of Jimmy Pesto. First draft is the version of the episode that's presented. Yes. I think whatever we do, it's going to be a little bit rough and ready. You dig? That looks too similar to the actual logo. We're going to avoid cheap pine, even if it is an easy one to go to. But these aren't handwritten at all. Why are all these classified as handwritten fonts? Adobe fonts. These are all hot garbage. Let's try something. It needs to be sans serif. Bob ain't a serif kind of guy. Bob would scoff at serifs. We don't do serifs around here. All caps. I think all caps is the way. Yeah, all caps is most assuredly the way. And again, I feel like something. I'm gonna keep looking in the handwritten. I'm not gonna find anything, but I'm gonna keep looking in the handwritten. I might have to venture out of. Ooh, when you put that not in caps. When you put that not in caps, I don't hate it. Like, it's a little cliche. Is it a little cliche? Is that the word I'm looking for? It's I don't love it. I don't love it. But I think this kind of handwritten vibe, maybe just Bob's. Just Bob's. But I think let's go to font space. Let's go to font space. We love font space around here. Bob's Burgers. It doesn't say bondage share this time. Adds in 3 minutes. Let's go something. Let's go style. We're looking for casual. Give me a casual. Casual cursive. That might be the style that we want. No, this isn't the style we want. We just want casual. Just give me casual. Are any of these hitting? I don't think these are hitting. What is the vibe? The vibe is family, homemade. It's made with love. It's inclusive. It's for everybody, except assholes. This font is literally just called family. I don't hate that. I don't hate that one. I don't hate that one. We'll keep looking. We'll keep looking. But I don't hate this. This might be it. The all in lowercase kind of does something for me, you know? We'll have to deal with the ascender on the B, but it's kind of doing something for me. Let's try also. No, that's too much. That's too much. That might do something for me. This is a little bit too... It's a little bit too much. Linda would love this. Linda would love this. She would fall into like a, all right, we're doing a 50s diner. She would love this shit. I don't do a good Linda, I apologize. But Bob, this isn't Bob's Burgers. This is a 50s diner. Unless we did What If Bob's Burgers was a 50s diner, in which case we found it. Heading off shopping now, have fun. Enjoy your shopping trip. We will be here for when you return, especially if I'm still looking at fonts in an hour's time, which I've done that before. Now, this is too much. We're leaning too hard in like the vintage. Trying to go casual American diner vibes without leaning too hard into the 50s. It's a hard needle to thread, but I think we can do it. I think it's doable. It's just gonna be a little bit rough, you know? See that's way too much. That is too much. It is a down-to-earth restaurant. He is a down-to-earth guy. But there needs to be something personality-wise in there. I don't hate this Magic Vintage thing. I don't hate the Magic Vintage. I might already have Magic Vintage installed, actually. Because I recognize that font. I don't have it installed. I don't have it installed. What if we just lent into the 50s-ness? What if we just lent into that? And we'll get family as well, because I think family is something we could use as well. We'll have a little bit of a quick look through to see if anything else jumps out at us. But we've got two fonts for two directions now, which I don't think is a terrible starting point. Ooh, I quite like that. Oh, look at the shapes on that one. Let's look at the shapes on that. Oh, that's beautiful. I'll make it a little bit bigger so y'all can see. Look at the shapes on that. I don't think it'll work for us, but I really like the shapes on it. It's just a really nice font. I realize I should probably be zooming these in so you could see them, because your screen looks a lot smaller than mine. So like if you're not at full screen, it will look basically unreadable. That one is a little bit too Comic Sans, you dig? Imagine you start taking this seriously, cosplays. Robert's Burger Bar. Hello and welcome to Robert's Burger Bar. The burger of the day is beef. God, there's like it might be too similar to the Simpsons episode where Mo turns into M. But I think that would make it quite an interesting episode. Someone's like a bad branding guy that doesn't get Bob's Burgers convinces him to go in this new direction, and he becomes Robert's Gourmet Burger Bar. Robert's Gourmet Burger Canteen. There it is. Or maybe Cantina. Cursed. I hate it. It's cursed. Robert's Gourmet Burger Canteen. And it would be there's a place local to me that has a similar vibe. There used to be a place. There's a franchise here in the UK that's just called Gourmet Burger Kitchen, and it has that vibe. Like it has that you are going to sit on the most uncomfortable benches with the tables that are all a little bit too low, and you're going to have a mediocre burger, and it's going to cost you £15, and it's not going to come with chips. There's Byron Burgers that's the same. Like, I don't. I say this like I'm a fan of Five Guys, and Five Guys is in about the same price range. But I'll have five. Like back when I used to eat beef, I would have Five Guys as like a treat, like a proper treat. Like I'm talking like once or twice a year. But I'd never set foot into a gourmet burger kitchen. I'd never set foot into a Byron Burgers. You know, like I don't need that pretension on a burger. Gastropub de la Robert. Le burger dans le table. What's French for burger? What's the French word? People that speak French in chat, what's the French word for burger? Le burger. It's probably not le burger, but it could be. It could very easily be. I haven't taken a drink yet. Everyone take a drink. I'm still... We've gone through the ad break. We're still looking at fonts. We've got 2 potential fonts that we could go with. I don't hate that. I don't hate Chucky's. This one here. Is it a bit much, though? Is it just a little bit too much? We might be a little bit too... We might be going a little bit too in one direction that we're not a huge fan of, maybe. I don't know. Like, I kind of... Part of me wants it to look like it's handwritten by him, because I think the sign is supposed to be made by him and the kids, but it's not. Like I want it to elevate it a little bit, but still keep that sort of hand spun, made with love kind of vibe. Bob's Burgers. This has no business being in the casual section. Holy shit. With my shut of find words just seems like it is a borrowed word. Yeah. It could just be a le burger. Le hamburger. I never need to know what burger is in another language because again I don't eat beef anymore. So I would not be ordering a burger. Je voudrais un burger s'il vous plaît. Welcome to Bob's Burgers from Long Island, New York, best goddamn city in the world. That's not what they sound like in Long Island, New York, but I can only do a handful of American accents, and I don't know where any of them are from. Please don't correct me. It'll make me sad. These are getting less good the further we're going. So, I think we're gonna chill with family, which has a nice casual vibe, and Magic Vintage, which is a bit more. It's just a bit more, but I don't hate it. It might be in the right direction. Let's find out. Clear all. Get rid of that. I would just like to see my fonts, please. I would just like to see my fonts, please. Magic Vintage. It's a cute little font. I don't think this is the right vibe. But it's kind of just too cute to not try it, you dig? First things first, I need to sort this. Drive a truck through that. Come on. I just go to the computer article for the word I'm looking for and then check if they have a desired language. That's fair. It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. It's a good way of doing things. And let's drag this in while we're here. Robert's Burgers. Robert dans le burger. Coming to you live from Culver's. My phone is on mute because I'm in a public place. What is up, gamers? Welcome, Jedi. How are you doing? We're doing Bob's Burgers today. What is a Culver's? What is a Culver's? Is that a... I was about to say, is that an ice cream place? But I think I might be thinking of a Carvel's. You don't like Twink Vampire? Is it the vampire bit or the twink bit? Which one do you not like? You can roll again. I allow you to roll again. But what is a Culver's? Can those of you who are aware fill me in? Ah, the twink bit. The twinks are not for everybody. But that's fine. More for me. Let's try. Actually, fun little trick to try and get something that is stylistically similar to your. If you want something that is like stylistically similar in a stylistically similar swash, I aspire to femboy, which is a much different vibe than twink. I get that. My phone hates the word twink. This anti-twink rhetoric that your phone is having. Cottagecore. Cottagecore is a good one. But yeah, if you want like a stylistically similar swash, which is just decorative, just type in letters, and then when you find one that has the right vibe, even if it's just like a dash, like that will just have the corners rounded in the same way that your actual font is. Create that as an outline, and now you've got a stylistically similar just underline that you can use as part of your logo. What I would advise, don't just stretch it out. What you want to do is, with the direct selection, grab the end anchor points. It would seem that chat is learning the dangers of gambling. Do you want to trade? You can just have cottagecore. Cottagecore is a love or hate, a love it or hate it gender. Some people love a cottagecore. Some people love a cottagecore twink vampire. Just throw them all at each other, you know. Speaking of throwing things, I want to throw this fucking text out the window because it just keeps getting selected when I don't want it to. All I want is these anchor points, so I can drag this over here, and now I've got a swash or an underline that is exactly the same stylistically, but cottagecore has that regressive stink to it. No. You can't let them take cottagecore. You can't let the trads have cottagecore. Cottagecore is more than just the regressive trads, you know? Right, let's distribute that spacing. No, that wasn't what I wanted at all. And let's just go 1, 2. And let's grab this, and this, and we'll go 1, 2. That's really close. That looks really tight. So what we're gonna do is burgers is at the top. Let's add a stroke on it. A 20 pixel stroke, that might work. No, on the outside, please. Only on the outside, please. Oh no, I know what I have to do. I know what I have to do. Gotta be weird about it. Give me a path, offset path by 20 pixels, and then give me a new fill. Make that new fill white. This is all the like the technical shit that I don't feel the need to explain, but basically what I've done is I've added a border to that. Why I've added a border to that? So now it can cut through these outlines without actually cutting through the outlines, because I'm not sure if I want to make those changes permanent yet. And what I'm going to do as well is, see, I don't hate this. I still don't think it's the right direction for where we want. But it is definitely... Deselect that, please. Thank you. It's definitely like got some character to it. Especially with the blue. That's just the color of a selection. I could make that the... Ooh, no. I don't hate the blue. But the blue isn't in our palette. So instead of the blue, how does it look with the green? Ooh. I'm also thinking perhaps we could also try and emulate. Right, we're gonna drag this over here. We're going to expand appearance. We're going to create some outlines, which again, if you remember from last week's lesson, we don't draw outlines until we're ready to finalize the text. But we're doing that now because we are testing. We're in the testing phase. But yeah, I don't think this is exactly where we want to be with this just yet, but we're testing. We're throwing ideas at the wall. We're seeing what sticks. And this is the sort of the 50s-ish. This is like, I feel like this is what if Linda was convinced to make it a 50s style diner, because hey, it's classic American diner. It does kind of make sense if you think about it. But it's not really them, so it probably is gonna end up going in the trash. But we will see what comes out. See what comes out in the wash, you know. Right, let's add a little bit of an outline to that. We'll make the outline. Whack another fill in there. Make the fill. See, I'm not just adding an outline. What I'm doing instead is instead of adding an outline, what I'm doing instead, and this is going to sound ridiculously over-engineered, but you're going to have to go with me, is I am making an extra fill behind the fill. I'm making an extra fill. So the fill being the color. Behind that, I'm making an extra one, and I am making that one 10 pixels bigger on every side. That sounds crazy. That sounds over-engineered bollocks. But it gives me a lot more control over what the fill can do. If you get me, like the way strokes work in Illustrator, there's only certain things you can make them do, and they operate in a very strict way. But with offset path, which is what the tool is called, I have a lot more freedom with how big I can make it, how round I can make the corners. So you can see I can round it off like that, or I can make it quite sharp like this. I don't know if you can see that. I'll zoom in on that. See this bit here? Right. You see this bit here? If I go into the group, at least to make a couple back to some banging text. Yeah, we're going a little bit 50s with it. Which I don't. Again, I'm not an anti-fan of, but yeah, you see this thing here. Like I can go in with the offset path, change that to a round so it rounds off the corner, or even like a bevel. I don't like the bevel, or we can have the mitre, which gives it a nice. We can either turn that down to cut it off, or turn it up to give it a nice sharp point. what I'd quite like to do is try and emulate this. This is kind of like an evolution of what we've got here. So let's do a transform. Let's move it up. Okay, so we want to move it. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to emulate that long shadow. And the way you do that is you add what's called a transform effect. And you sort of picture in your head what direction do you want the shadow going in comparison to the text. We want it to go back and we want it to go down. So down is positive numbers and back is negative numbers. So just have +1, like 1, 1, and then you turn the copies up. And the longer you turn the copies up, the shadow gets longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. You see where we're going. We need to do some layer management because our line needs to be ahead of the text. But let's go into this group. Let's put text behind the. All right, what's that? That's the word. That's the word burgers. Where's the line? There's the line. Folks, where's the line? And let's move that above there. Okay. We need to do some management inside this, right? Is this all one group? This is not all one group. Okay. Let's copy, group up, and let's get rid of this. So if I grab that, I've bungled a little bit, gamers. I've bungled a little bit, gamers. So what we need to do is just drag this over to so this needs to become a group. Is that a group? Is that a compound path? Let's make that a compound path instead. And now, boom! You see how nicer that is compared to that? We've got the letters going underneath how they belong instead of going on in front. All right, we'll shuffle this over here just so we can keep it. I don't think it's complete. It's missing something, but it's just like a stylistic evolution. We can even move the stylistic evolution further by, let's go into here. Let's add another fill behind everything. Let's make this fill can be this yellow, and then convert to shape rectangle. And how many copies did we have? We had 50 copies, didn't we? So let's 50-50. Let's just double check. Transform. How many copies? We had 40 copies. Okay, so it was 40 copies and it was 40 pixels lower. So we need to transform this. We need to make it 20. And make that 60 by 60. I think, okay, it needs to be shifted back as well. Yeah, that needs to be shifted back by the same 20. Transform, shifty that back by 20. So now that should be centered in there, right? That should be centered. And can we round off that? Can we round off that? Corner radius? We have no corner radius. So let's change that to... So that should be hitting that and that are at the same time, at 30. And that should also be hitting that and that at the same time at 30, which it is because I'm a fucking mathematics genius. And then let's make it 90. Do I hate that? I don't hate it. I think it's again, stylistically it is a evolution of what we have currently. How do I? No, I want that to be, I want the fill to, I know what I need to do. Stop using strokes. I can see that on the side of Burger Truck. Yes! It's looking very sort of side of a burger truck. I think it needs a little burger. I think it needs a little bit of a burger. I'm gonna try something with the family font as well, just because I really like that. But that might end up being like kids meal-ish. So maybe I won't. Let's bring back. This is gonna look like I'm stealing, but. Can I copy that? Can I paste that in there? Is that too much? Need to group these up. Is a burger and some fries, would that be too much? I think this needs let's add that offset path by 20, make that back to red. Fries is overkill, but a single burger is probably banging. Yeah. It's weird, the gap looks empty, but the burger feels like an additional hat. Yeah, the burger, I'm moving into hat and hat territory, which y'all know how I feel about hat and hat territory. I'm toying with an outline on the outline as well, which let's go down to 70 by 70, and then we go offset by round, definitely round. Offset by 10. With black. Is that owl black? That's not owl black. That's great. This color. I have a bad thought I need to get out. Get that thought out. Get that bad thought out. The outline of the outline is a bit reg plate, but I kind of dig it. What I'm going, it's not what I'm going for, but it's not what I'm going for, you know? Get the bad thought out. We love getting our bad thoughts out. And now that you mention it, it is a bit reg plate. Bite mark in the empty space. Bite mark in the empty space, you put the burger on and mustache above it. Now that might be bad idea territory. I know I said no such thing as bad ideas. I didn't say that. I don't ever recall saying that. 60? 60 by 60, is that where we're at? Or we're on 50 by 50, aren't we? Sorry, I have bungled a bit. 60 by 60, there we go. $60 by 60. And then 60 by 60 again. I dig either the bite mark or the mustache. And then I pass the reef, get the bad idea out. I think either the bite mark or the mustache, but I personally want to do both. So we're saying no. We're saying get rid of the burger. Also, maybe the burger needs to be as big as the lettering, rather than as big as the lettering plus. You dig? No, then it just floats. Okay. I've got an idea. I'm gonna leave the burger there for now, but I've got an idea. And that idea is we need a higher resolution picture of Bob Belcher. Give me Bob Belcher, but I want him big. I want big Bob Belcher. I don't want sad Bob. I want big, happy Bob, please. Give me a large Bob Belcher, please. He looked really sad there. Alright, Big Bob. He dead behind the eyes, completely dead. So yeah, sod the logo. High-res picture of Bob Belcher. I love Gina's Bob. Gina's Bob is one of my favorite episodes. How to dress like Bob. What if we all went as Bob's Burgers for Halloween? What if that was a Halloween costume? We all become Bob Belcher. Right, that's what we need. I need this high resolution glossy JPEG of Bob Belcher. Right. I apologize in advance for what I'm about to do. Oh, can I give this an image trace? It would be rough. You can let me image trace that. Oh, he looks haunted. Very haunted. I just want the tash. Just the tash, please. We're getting there. Can you find the pics of Archer from Archer as well? Archer, the Archer Bob crossover episode is so good. Oh no, I need a higher res. I need a higher res Bob Belcher if I'm gonna do that. That might be the one I need, you know. Because I need a real big Bob. A really big Bob. A very large Bob. This is it. This is the logo. This is the logo right here. Bob Belcher doing a striptease. Can that be? No. Oh, then he posted Bob's Burger. Bob. Was I just searching Bob Belcher before? Can I go wallpaper size? Can you give me wallpaper size? Thing is, that would be great if he didn't look so sad. That can't be real. That's not real, is it? Nah, I refuse to believe that's real. That poses the question, who's the biggest Bob you can think of? Well, we never know how big SpongeBob SquarePants is. You don't know how much radiation has hit that pineapple. That pineapple might be like several stories tall. Speaking of, that's fun. You gonna give me that picture big? You gonna give me that picture big? No. That just looks dead inside. I hate that. I think that's the biggest I'm gonna find. Fucking fan pop. Don't. That's better. What I'm trying to get is just the mustache and the nose. That's what I'm after. Oh, true. SpongeBob has met David Hasselhoff. You're so right. You are so... I'd forgotten. Right. All I need is that shape, and the rest of it can get to fuck. I said the rest of it. Oh. Cut. Oh, he looks so haunted without that. He looks utterly haunted without that. Right. I forgot he'd met the half. You're so right. Now this may look utterly terrible, but I also might be putting hats on hats. And you know how I feel about hats on hats. Is that straight? It's straight enough. Kind of looks like a deranged Batman symbol. You're not wrong. But if we're going for like the iconic... Going for the iconic mustache. And do we just... Is that too much? Is that too much? No, it is too much. It is too much. Your silence is all correct. Right. It does kind of look weird. What if we did that thing we said we were never gonna do? And we put it inside the burger. What if we did that thing we said we were never going to do? We put it inside the burger. Yeah, it does kind of look barbershop. You're so right. You're so right. This is a bad idea. This was a bad idea, actually. But I'm in it now. This was a terrible idea. This was a terrible idea. But yeah, worth a shot. Worth a shot. Definitely worth a shot. Two burgers is too much. Two burgers is too much, I think. Is two burgers too much, actually? Does kind of look like a butt. Bob's Burgers, plural. He does sell more than one burger. Symbolize that with two burgers. In that case, why not three? Why not three burgers? So many burgers. I don't... What if two burgers stacked like a bee? Shazam! B for Bob. I thought overlapping burgers. But one, on a purely selfish note, this is a compound path and that makes it really hard to do. I feel like, yeah, this is... I feel like chat is playing the part of Gene, throwing out the wild ideas. Also, we may just release... Oh, bad. Right, let's... Instead of a compound path, let's group that. What about 5 burgers? 1 for each family member, scaled to the size of a family member. Bob the biggest, Louise the smallest. Okay, a splat would be... A splat would be too much, I think. Okay, bear with me for just a second. I need to do a thing. Right. I need to get rid of all of that. Bear with me ever so slightly. Because I need to decoolify this thing. I then need to release it, group it, and to the group, please. Can I save this as a style, please? Can I save this as a style? How does one save as style, please? I don't know how to save as a style. This is upsetting. One with a coochie Kofi. The nuclear burger family. God. That's how I do that. Right, cool. No, you're a group, right? You're a group. Are you a group? You should be a group. Why are you like 5 disparate groups? I said group you into one, please. And then I can just grab that. And now it's a... Oh, it's a workable group, so I can do overlaps and things. Right, let's... The wheel, it spun and it landed on the burger shop. You're so right. McCowd, welcome. How you doing? We are redesigning Bob's Burgers from the one and only Bob's Burgers. As you can see, this is our state of play. We started with this terrible thing with what appears to be, I think, the Adidas font. And then we went all around the houses, landed on this like very sort of vintage thing that I think quite like. Baritone trans girl, welcome. How you doing? Welcome to the gayest and greatest secret tavern this side of Limsa Laminsa, the Queer Buccaneer. I'm your host of the motion star behind the bar, Captain Eden Jackson. This is randomly generated art. We span a big wheel. Let me show you my big wheel. I said, let me show you my big wheel. Here's my big wheel. As you can see, it landed on Bob's Burgers. And now we're redesigning the logo for Bob's Burgers. This style makes me think they'd let you have it your way. It is a little bit Burger King. It's a little bit Burger King because it's a little bit 50s. But Burger King doesn't own Retro Burger Bar. You're right that it's a little bit Burger King. Doing well, how are you? I'm doing pretty damn good. It's been a funky little day, but we're here now. Enjoy your toughness light. It's a solid drink. It does something, I'm sure. Okay, the green burger is bad. Yeah, I don't quite know. I don't quite know what this is missing. I think the problem I'm at this point of the process is that, like, is this missing something, or am I unhappy with it and trying to put a hat on a hat? Because what we've done basically is zhuzhed up, is like taking the old Bob's Burgers logo, zhuzhed it up without making it look pretentious. And at least I think we've successfully done that. And in the process, I'm like, am I missing something? Or is the idea just lacking something? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anyway, what were you streaming? What were you playing? How was your stream? Tell me all about what you're doing. And also, question for everybody in chat, the raiders, but also especially everybody. Have you made any art lately? Tell me about some art that you've made recently. Are you making art right now? Give me an update on it. I was playing Balatro. I love Balatro. We've been like ending these streams with a Balatro. I've gotten really into the Pokemon Balatro mod that I found. It's tons of fun. But it has been crippling ADHD does make it really hard. I completely understand where you come from. Maybe a little offset on the burgers. One as low as the bar, one as high as the font. Maybe a little bit of an offset on it. Yeah, the little stepped burger perhaps. Oh no, I'm stuck, step burger. Hate that. This is perfectly serviceable Bob's Burger logo, and you want to be better than serviceable, but that's out of theme and out of character. Yes. You're right. This is we got to remember the audience we're targeting. We don't want to go for anything too pretentious. Because that will alienate the audience. There is still a space after Bob's that is a little bit unsettling. Does using AI count as making art? Because I haven't done that. You had me in the first half, I'm not going to lie. You had me in the first half, I'm not going to lie. Using AI does not count as art. It counts as... Watch it. Watch yourself. It counts as getting on my shit list is what. In universe, Bob wouldn't be able to afford a good designer. That is true. However, I want to give him a good design because he's worth it. You know? Do I maybe want to unround these corners? What is a negative corner? How does one do a negative corner radius? I didn't know you could do that. That's terrible. Maybe we like corner radius to like 5. Maybe the high corner radius is making it look a little bit not amateur, but goodness, recently had someone try to cozy up on me on Discord and then scam me with art. It was pretty obvious. We get those a fair bit. We have people like come into the server, take every single role in the role grabbing channel, and then message somebody going, "Hey, I really like your streams, but your layout looks pretty shit. I happen to be an artist. Can I draw you some new overlays, or like can I draw your ref or something?" And it's always really obvious every time. And like if you look at their portfolios, the portfolios are also like with a different name to their username and their display name on Discord, which is a bad sign. They doesn't like link back to them at all, which is a bad sign. And I just sort of break, like I string them along because I know what they're about to do. I string them along and then I break and go, this is bad. Don't do this. I go, yo, this is giving all artists, myself included, a bad reputation. Please don't do this. And they seem pretty receptive to that. Like, they never say, hey, your stuff's shit, like, outright. They will say, like, they're like backhanded compliment. They'll like backhand it into being what they want to say. It's gross. It's gross. Don't do that. I know you're not going to, but don't do that. I hate it so much. I think the black needs to overlay, so I don't think these can be too far apart from each other. And the company that has a swastika looking logo, fucking yikes. Fucking horrible. Bob's in community with people that could do well and it very much helping each other out, but yes. Like, I feel like this is something that realistically, let's just expand that. I feel like realistically that is something that they could get in universe. It's supposed to be interlocking SS, so no fashion context. SS, that's... But also, one of the biggest pieces of advice I give to any budding logo designer, any new logo designer, as soon as you finished your logo, put it in front of somebody that has never seen it before and go, does this look like a penis? Does this look like a vagina? Does this look like a swastika? Because you can do that accidentally. I've seen it happen accidentally, and it's never... Sometimes it is... Like, it's never a good vibe. The degree of side-eye I'm getting from a company that has a swastika-ass logo, and then they go, no, it's actually an SS. SS? That's something else. That's something you know. Yeah. Is this canon indie? Is this Pachelbel's canon indie? Is this a swastika? Have I rounded off all of those corners? Because I... Okay, 5, 5, 5, 5. I did round them off. Cool. Rounded and then offset. That's it's another reason we've done this with this. You don't care about these, but yeah, you go round off the rectangle, then you offset. What is the transform for? Yeah, you round off and then it offsets, and that keeps all of these corners in line with each other. A pickle between the burgers. Yeah, let's put a pickle between the burgers. Let's make the let's emphasize the pickle. All pickle, two like Bob serves sliders now. 2 sliders, big pickle. That's how we want it to be, yeah? Unless they want a penis or vagina, because maybe some do. At which point you need... Yeah. Like, does it look like a penis? And if they say yes and that's what you're going for, banging. But most of the time you don't want it to look like a penis. But yeah, what do we think to this? I know I keep asking that, but what do we think to this? It's going to be a pain to export as an SVG because I need to flatten all those. Those shadows are 40 different black shapes that I need to blend into one, and that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. But you don't need to care. You don't need to concern yourself with that. That's my problem, not yours. It's thing is, I didn't want to get rid of the character of the original Bob's Burgers, which is why we kept the same color scheme but just warmed it up to make it friendlier, which is why we've kept the same basic form factor. When I do these redesigns, I don't want to completely reinvent the company. I want to evolve what they already have, unless we're like with Nook Inc, where we came to the conclusion that what they needed was kind of a full evolution because they were misplacing themselves as a conglomerate. This is a friendly independent burger bar, and it looks like a friendly independent burger bar. Yes, it's a little bit 50s. Yes, it's a little bit Burger King. But Burger King was trying to emulate those. Burger King with that redesign was trying to emulate the 50s diners that it grew from. So we're going back to those roots. We've not used the green, and we've only used one of the shades of neutrals. But the greens and the neutrals, they're going to be used in the rest of the branding, of course. Because if we're going in kayfabe, this is a full rebrand. The rest of these colors are going to be used on the menu, on the flyers, on the advertisements. Just for funsies, let's do what we said we were going to do. Let's do that thing that we said Bob was going to have. But to do that, we are going to need to do some cleaning. So this is our finished one. So let's put that on a new layer. And let's hide everything. We've got our new layer. So with this, we can I'm just gonna put an emergency backup on this layer. I already have that emergency backup. Cool. So let's expand this. Expand. The expand button does a bunch of stuff that you don't need to care about. But it makes all of these into separate shapes instead of like effects that are on one shape. If you understand. So before I hit expand, this was just flat text with a bunch of effects on it that I could change, whereas now it is flat shapes. We want to deselect these and then expand all of these black shapes into. No, I said we want to deselect these. Cool. Now merge them into one shape, please. It's a little bit of a grind on the computer. There we go. So now we have this, this, and all of this can in fact be grouped. Because that's text and burgers. That can all be grouped. Let's hide. Right, so let's hide all this. And then let's grab these and these. Is that selected there? And then we group all of those. Let's grab this burger, group that. Let's grab this burger, group that. So now we have Burger 1, Burger 2, Bob's Burgers, and everything else is a separate shape. Now it's simplified. Now it's that good stuff. What we can do is do. Earlier we discussed. Let's group all of that as one thing. Earlier we discussed he would have a pride flag version of it. So let's do him a little pride flag variant, shall we? It's super easy now that we've flattened that down. We grab a pride flag. Which pride flag would he use? I think he'd use the progress pride flag because that's the one they use most common in America. Not a BBC branded progress pride flag. The one they use most common in America is this one. So let's grab a copy of that. Then in here, let's go there. Paste that over top. And we want to make a clipping mask, please. There we go. Right, Bob's your burger boy. Got a little pride version that he can put when he realizes that he's a big old gay. Bob's your gay uncle, exactly. So, Bob's Burgers. I'm quite happy with that redesign. I'm happy with how that turned out. Now, we've got ads up in 1 minute. So, wait, you still have a silly thought? You have a silly thought? I am happy to hear your silly thought. I'm going to snooze the ads while we do a little bit of a discussion. What's your silly thought, Conkles? Buy flag colors in the burger fillings. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do that, but off stream, because that, like, I can just I'll drop that into the Discord with I'll make a bunch of different pride flag variants and drop them in the Discord. How does that sound? But yeah, what we're gonna do now is we usually play a bit of Balatro after the play a bit of Balatro after the rebrands, because they usually take around 2 hours. But what I felt like we could do is get a proper thing going. And I have, unsurprisingly, I've wanted to play Ratchet & Clank 3 for a while. So, how do you guys feel about a little bit of a pivot? We go into Ratchet & Clank 3. We've done 2 hours of art. Maybe we do. Can I see Bob going progress flag plus personal ones? That's true. He would go very at the end of the episode. He would go very over the top with them. He would have his and Linda's and Tina's and Louisa's and everyone's and Jean's and even Teddy would have a little ally flag. But yeah, how about a little bit of gaming, a little bit of PS2 throwback gaming? I'd quite like that. I think I've earned it with this banging little redesign. So yeah, quick ad break while I set up the PS2. And we do a little bit of You got all that right. Let's go. So when the ad break hits in, we can get that sorted. Let me pull a big wheel away. And I will save this out. Yeah, you get it. Right, where am I saving this? Streaming and Bob's Burgers. I actually really the more I look at this, the more I really like how it came together. The two burgers are really simple little additions. They fill in the dead space and they just really, really happy with how it's come out, you know. But yeah, if y'all want to show off your art that you've been making during the process, we have a channel in the Discord called Check This Out, !Discord to get a link to that, and we'll just show off all of our art together. I do really like the idea of this becoming a show me your art and I'll show me your art, we'll art together kind of stream, like an art along as it was called earlier. I really like the idea of that. So if you have been making art or what have you, let me know. Speaking of art, you have only a couple of you have 10 days left to get over on the where is it? Over on the Ko-fi at our... I like to think that the sign gets made in separate pieces, so that eventually one burger, Bob's Burger with a single burger. Yes. I should not be posting my boring studies objects on my desk, much to the dismay of all. That's fine. You don't have to post it if you're not comfortable with it. But yeah. But his first thing I've drawn it over to is that is exciting. That is very exciting. Over on the Discord, we have a big Discord. Over on the Ko-fi. Sorry, we have a membership program over on the Ko-fi. It's like Patreon, but I get more of a cut, and you get less, and you get a functional program. The highest ranking tier on the Ko-fi is the Buccaneers Bounty, and every other month that you are subbed to the Buccaneers Bounty tier, you get an exclusive piece of merch that I will print as many as there are members. I will send them out for free, and it will never be sold again. The first one that we're doing is this one. It is the Dondoko Island Bondage Chair shirt. If you were around for the Bondage Chair Chronicles, you recognize all of these. You have until the end of August to join the membership. And once your August and September ones have been paid for, then it will get sent out. Ko-fi.com/QueerBuccaneer. This will never be printed again. It's very, very fucking fun. It's going to be one for each of the members and one for me, and that's all that's happening. So Ko-fi.com/QueerBuccaneer, exclamation mark Ko-fi in the chat to get a link to that. It is art. It's absolutely art. And then after September, there's going to be the December drop is going to be the one after that. So maybe some special Christmassy things. I don't know yet. But yeah, you've only got 10 days left to join the membership to get in for the September drop. And yeah, the Ko-fi in general is a really good way to support me because Twitch have to wait every other month to get a payout, and Patreon takes fees. So if you want to support me, do it on the Ko-fi in general. But yeah, we're gonna go to ads in a sec, so I'm gonna hit be right back while I set up the PS2 emulator. And we can play some Ratchet and Clank, which is a game I've wanted to play. Ratchet and Clank 3 specifically, which is a game I've wanted to play for so fucking long. And ever since doing the randomizer, I was like, no, I need to just play this.